Once in a while, you watch an anime like this. It lingers deep within, making sure that the message conveyed is well protected. Till one day, an event in your life will break this barrier up, bringing up a sad, warm, melancholic feeling. And that's how you know that one anime you watched back then was something special. This anime is underrated because it is so very easily misunderstood. Potential viewers will read what this series is about and cringe away from it, likely missing out on something good. So, a high school girl falls in love with a middle-aged man. And let me spoil you right here by saying, this story will not take a pervy route, and is much more than that. As this series progresses, it becomes less about romance and more about something else entirely. Hopefully, knowing this will set all your creep alarms off. I would recommend approaching this anime more as a slice of life, and less as a romance series. You know that feeling, when your heart just feels heavy. You could cry, scream, curse the unfairness of the world, but you just stay still. How much power does a simple act of kindness have when you are feeling that way? Tachibana understands that if anyone would find her secret out, her feelings would be seen as wrong. And thus, not surprisingly, she is dealing with a stream of emotions. In this anime, this is represented by a theme of rain. Actually, the weather in general seems to be directly affecting what mood our female protagonist is in, which leads to some very memorable moments, and adds to the symbolism found in this anime. Tachibana's love interest, 45-year-old restaurant manager Kondo, is a divorced man and a father. A kind person, who gave up on moving forward with his dreams. Now also thrown in a situation where he has little power to change anything about what this teenage girl thinks or feels of him. His backstory will slowly be revealed over time, and is very important to how this series will end. One of the things that make this anime special is that despite the subject matter, there is barely any drama. I found it very easy to just sit down and watch. This anime has some comedy in it as well, and even when I feared a cliché rival could appear, the anime handled it in a realistic and grounded manner. There are no rivals or villains here. The focus is almost always on the protagonists. And only a close friend in each of the protagonists' lives have some kind of impact on how this story unfolds. And that impact is not even on the romance part of the story. Pacing may seem a little slow. Just enough for you to breathe in the atmosphere, which includes detailed backgrounds, fluid animation and sounds. The plot moves quite fast though, especially early on. Every event, no matter how small, has a purpose. Even if it is there, just to add to the realism of the world. There was some controversy on how this anime, and its source material, the manga, ended. I am not going to discuss any details, but how else could you end a story like this? Please, keep in mind that the romance here is just a plot device, not a primary focus. And the series delivered its message perfectly. If it had ended differently, chances are, it would have become something controversial, and the message, forgotten. What is that message, you ask? Well, it is not something very complex, but also not something everyone watching this anime will be able to fully grasp. The pieces of this message are scattered throughout the series, hidden in the symbolism, but also clearly shown in the actions done by the protagonists in the end. Some people will be affected by this anime more than others. As was I. See you next time.